So now let's talk about our first toolkit called resume. So what is resume and the purpose, right? Resume is like a kind of like a one-page summary that you're trying to highlight your education, qualification of the work experience, and also some of the academic achievement and certificates, right? So the tips about writing a good resume is that first you need to tailor specific to your employer. So what I mean is every time when you apply for a certain job, the employer actually requested to have you have different kind of like a requirement, right? So that's why you need to include different skills, different experience, and whatnot. So that's why actually this is resonating with my second point, saying you need to include only relevant experience. Do not list out every single experience that you gain from the work. Try to limit it and then be concise on like what relevant experience that they're looking for, or the job description is looking for. And final tip is basically per experience or per role, try to limit it to 2 to 3 nice short paragraph in a very concise manner. So the advice for writing a good resume in general, first, do not use the standard template that's available from Career Central, from like your college or university, because it doesn't really help you distinguish with other people at all. And the second point is remove sections such as highlights of qualification. So as you can see on this resume, you will see these orange boxes, right? So what I try to highlight here is that these sections are not really meaningful to your employers. It just takes up more spaces. So just try to remove them once and for all. And my last advice is try to format your resume based on the STAR method, which stands for situation, task, action, and result. So you'll be able to find a lot of STAR framework or the example upon Google searching. So try to look them in a way. Okay, and now let's have a look at the first example, which is the bad resume. So on your right hand side, this is the bad resume because it actually have these points or these problems. So first thing is try to remove useless sections. So say, for example, like I said earlier, key courses may not be meaningful to your employer, so remove them. And second thing is try to put only relevant experience. And third part is basically try to format your resume in a way it's very clear and consistent. So for example, you can see here on this resume, the technical skill is actually highlighted in the most bottom section, right? I would have figured that this is a bit problematic because your technical skill is actually one of the most important thing that your employer will be looking at after your education or whatnot. So try to bring it to the top page. And then also, this resume has a problem of lacking some context. So if you look at the job description, it doesn't have a full context of like what exactly you perform and achieve and what was the end outcome. So try to put more context into it. So now let's have a look at the second example. This is a good resume. So the reason why I call this a good resume, if you look at it, first, it has enough white space. So your resume is not cluttered, easy to identify or locate the information that they need. I mean, the hiring managers or the employers, when you look at their resume, it's so easy to identify. And second is page orientation. So on the left-hand side, I do have my most precious information related to primary contact, education, technical skill, project portfolio. On my right-hand side, everything is summarized by the work experience, listed out very carefully, right? And then third part is basically I highlighted my technical skill and also the main project portfolio, if you have them, embedded as like a hyperlink so that your potential hiring manager can click at them and then review what you did on your coding, project description, and etc. And the last part is basically you want to emphasize your experience carefully. So that's why some of the keywords you will try to bolded them to emphasize and highlight these are the things that I've done and how I achieve and stuff like that.